Hello, my beautiful friends. It is time for a dupe video today. I've got the Too Faced Femme palette that came out a while back, and then the CColor Sublime palette, which I picked up, I don't know, a couple months ago. And at the time I didn't have the Too Faced palette, and then I went ahead and bought it because you guys like dupe videos. So let's get you in and get started. Hi, my name is Shelly. Happy New Year if I haven't already said that. I think I have. This is the CColor Cosmetics palette. Let's get this ready here. Yeah, they only do it at the top and the bottom, so that the ASMR on that is not as satisfying. Okay, and then this is the Too Faced Femme palette. I saw this when it first came out and I was mildly curious about it. And I was like, should I buy it? Should I not buy it? Here's one thing that I really like about it. It's not huge. Look at the difference in these palette sizes. Like this is Paquito. This is like travel size. Anyway, here's what the color story looks like. You do have a large, like, buffing color, maybe inner corner. You've got this larger one that's kind of a reddish brown. I think that's going to be your crease color. And then you've got like a nice dark rich, I'm almost going to call it dark chocolate. Like if it's not quite dark chocolate. It's not like espresso enough, but it's like a darker chocolate and then like a milk chocolate. That's what I'm going to call them. And then on your Sublime palette, they're not the same pan sizes. They're not squares. There's way more product in here. They don't have the two that are like largely ginormous, but they're laid out in exactly the same way, which makes it very, very easy for me to do a dupe video. Color shade names are very different as well. In Too Faced, you've got Hearts of Flutter compared to Coconut. Then you've got Heart On, Elegant. Mint to Be is Honeydew. Make It Rain is Starfruit. Chrysalis Crush is going to be Fabulous. You love me. You Give Me Butterflies is the same as Noble. Free to Be Femme is Striking. That's in the top row. I'm not going to read through all of them. You're not here for that. You're here, well, maybe you are. Maybe you're here to get all the details. Can I give you more details? Let me get my reading glasses on. I'm going to give you more. I'm going to actually pretend to be a real YouTuber. Okay, so on the Too Faced Femme, there are 14 shades. Eyeshadow and pressed pigment powder, which means some of them are probably not meant for the eyes, although none of them are starred, so I can't tell you which ones are not meant. And total weight looks like 9.2 grams. Wait, hold on. Total weight, 9.2 grams, 2 eyeshadows, and then total net weight is 3.2 grams, 11 eyeshadows. But there's 14 shadows in here. So it says Think Pink you should use on the cheek only, or use on the cheek only. Which one's Think? Oh, Think Pink is, sorry for the glare. This one right here, Think Pink, is meant to be used on the body only. I'm just gonna run my finger in it right now. You know, it's like a pressed glitter, but it's actually very pretty and it's very smooth, and I don't think you'd get too many particles. Usually it's either it's gonna stain or it's, you know, gonna give you fallout in your eyeball or something like that. But I don't see any other thing in here. So there's one cheek pressed pigment, made in Korea. Okay, so I didn't know Too Faced was made in Korea, did you guys? It says you can never be too femme, embrace the femininity, create looks as limitless as your imagination with our ethereal palette. From the soft and dreamy shadows, as delicate as a butterfly wing, to standout next generation mattes, you can create your own beauty metamorphosis each time you use it. All right, all well and done. And then the one from CColor says 14 color eyeshadow palette. They don't even play. They're like, go ahead, use it wherever. This says irritation occurs, discontinue use, imported and distributed by City of Industry, California, made in the PRC. Okay, so one's made in Korea, one's made in the PRC. Very first ingredient on the CColor is talc, followed by mica, and on the ingredients on the Too Faced palette are just too small for me to read. I'm sorry, you guys. I tried reading glasses, I tried my magnifying glass, and then there are a bunch of chemicals. So do with it what you will. I'm going to do the same thing like I normally do with most of my dupe videos, which is I'm going to use the same set of brushes. This time I've got a selection of rougher brushes, so we got good quality brushes. I'm going to color switch them with a Sigma switch in between shades so that we get the cleanest, most consistent application possible. I'm going to point and tell you guys, hopefully, the shades on the Too Faced one are a little bit harder for me because they're not actually listed on here, but they're on the box. So I'll try to, well, I'm not going to. I was going to say I'll try to tell you what shades I'm going to use, but I'm just not going to. That's the reality of it. Let's start with the Too Faced one, and we'll do it on my wedding ring side to make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to go in with this kind of neutral matte shade in here. It's the very first one. It's the largest one in, wait, does this have a film on it? Oh yeah, hold on. But you could barely hear that. At least I saw that there was one on here. I do have the Dominique Cosmetics. It's like a 24-hour creaseless eye base on. It's mostly dried down. I've been using this a lot lately, you guys. It goes on so smooth and creamy. Again, if I haven't mentioned it earlier, I don't get anything in PR. Or very rarely do I get anything actually even gifted to me. So you're getting my honest opinion because nobody's paying me to do these videos. And it's free for you guys to subscribe. So if you guys want to do that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can even ring the bell to get notified when I upload, which tends to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, in case I forget to say that later on. So yeah, I just use that shade all over my lid and it doesn't even show up. So let me clean off the brush and we'll switch over to the CColor Cosmetics side. A little slightly more kick up than the other one, but not too bad. And it's actually a little bit more pigmented. I don't think I was really expecting that. Sometimes with CColor Cosmetics, you really have to build them up, but that seems to be a little brighter and a little bit more opaque, a little bit more pigmented than on the Too Faced side. So let me go back into the Too Faced, cleaning off my brush again. We go back into the Too Faced side again and try to really load up my brush this time. And it's just a little warmer. It's a little warmer and not as saturated. Yeah, this one is definitely has a cool tone to it. This one definitely feels a little bit warm. All right, so let's move on to the next brush. Next brush, next color. What do I want to do today? Do I want to do... Part of me really wants to use this minty green. I'm feeling like spring. Like this is like a spring palette, right? All right, so we're gonna do the minty green. We're gonna do my version of what I would do with the minty green. I don't know. I've already dug into this. It's got to be a fingernail or something, I'm sure. All right, I'm gonna take that. There's a lot of really pretty shades in here. I'm taking that little minty green, kind of loading it up on a little brush here. I'm gonna start right here on the inner quarter, maybe inner third. And I'm going in a couple times to really just sort of saturate that color up a little bit here. You know, I don't really care for pastels. It's just not really my thing. But I think I probably like a minty green better than like a baby blue, if I had to choose. Okay, cleaning off my brush. I'm going into the CColor Cosmetics side, this one right here. So CColor Cosmetics, they've been doing dupes for quite a while. And I think they're hit and miss for me. Some of them I really, really like. Boy, that's super opaque too. This is like Too Faced did it, and then CColor Cosmetics said, "Here, hold my drink. I'm gonna do it better than you." I know we're 2 shades in, but wow, that's really, really stunning. That's so opaque. Okay, I'm gonna take this shade right down here. This one, it's kind of a mauve-y, pale mauve color, and I'm just gonna use it to tie in that top. I'm gonna use it to sort of buff in the top of that minty green, and we'll continue it out as a transition shade. Super sheer. This would be a nice little effervescent, you know, palette for those that are a little bit scared of makeup and don't want to make too many bad choices. Okay, I'm gonna take this one. I flipped the brush over and cleaned it off, and I'm gonna take this one on the CColor Cosmetics side, and I feel like this one looks warmer in the pan, but all the other shades are laid out exactly the same, so it's got to be the corresponding one, right? Right, going in a third time. Like the one on the Too Faced side, it's very sheer, really not much of a difference at all. Okay, cleaning off the brush. I need to deepen this up a little bit here. I'm gonna go into this shade right here on the Too Faced side, which is kind of like a melon color. I'm gonna call it melon, and I'm gonna take that into my crease a little bit. Yeah, nice, pretty sheer wash of color. You like pastels, right? And I'm cleaning off the brush, and let's go into, still cleaning off the brush, trying to get it as clean as possible. Okay, we're going into that shade right here on the CColor Cosmetics side, which is called Mandarin. I said melon, Mandarin, melon. Okay, and doing the same thing where we're just kind of using it to deepen up the crease a little bit, blend into the other shades. I feel like this is getting a little muddy over here. I'm gonna blame my technique more than anything, because I'm using a little bit bigger of a brush than I probably need to. I should have taken it straight on instead of on the side. I'll blame that on me. Again, a little bit more sheer than I thought it would be. It doesn't pack quite as much punch. Okay, I'm gonna switch gears here a little bit, and I wanna go into, I wanna try some of these shimmers here. So I'm gonna take this one right here on the Too Faced side. Actually, I'm gonna switch hands because, boy, it's not really coming up too much, is it? Yeah, that kind of got a little patchy. Not really positing on the lid very much. I'm gonna clean off my finger and take the shade right next to it, which is this shimmery minty green one right here. And I want to see, they look like they might be the same formula. Yeah, they feel a little bit more like toppers than like a metallic-y kind of eyeshadow. They just seem like they're a little thinner. I've got the minty green one cleaning off my finger, going back into the first one that I tried. I feel like it's almost maybe even hard panning, which is a shame because this is, I mean, it wasn't a horribly expensive palette, but it still had some dollar signs in front of it. Okay, so we're taking this one on the CColor Cosmetics side. Out of the Dupe brands, CColor Cosmetics tends to be a little cheaper. That's not even showing up. Tends to be a little cheaper than, or a little less expensive than, say, Alter Ego. And they've had a palette or two in the past that I felt like they kind of crossed the line a little bit on the naming of it. Okay, I've gone in a bunch of times to try to build up that shade. It's built up a little bit more, but I mean, I dug into it. So, all right, let's try the minty green one next to it. So that was Elegant. Okay, so Honeydew feels a lot creamier. I'll just try to tap this on over the top of that minty green that I used first time. I'm getting a ton of texture on my eyelid. They're looking very, very, very crepey. All right, I'm gonna go back into Too Faced. We're giving Too Faced another shot. I'm gonna go back into that minty green shimmer. And frankly, the CColor Cosmetics one feels so much better on the finger. I'm trying to do here. I mean, while it's great to know how the quality of the products compare next to each other, I feel like you almost can't, right, because of the price. But when it's so starkingly different, then I have to mention it. All right, we're taking the deepest shade, this one right here, the stark shade. And I'm gonna load up my brush here a little bit. Let's see if this one's darker. On the Too Faced side, in that corner, drag it up, crease too, and a little bit higher. All right, I mean, it shows up, it's here. Let's clean off the brush and let's go into, it's called Striking on the CColor Cosmetics side, and already more pigmented. Yeah, that one's here. Might even have to shear that out a little bit. I'm gonna grab one of the previous brushes that I kind of cleaned it off, and it's gonna kind of buff a little bit. I do have a ton of fallout down here under my eyes though. So far, I've got them kind of blended in to each other, and they're, you know, I think at a certain point you blend them out enough and you don't know that you're wearing two different eyeshadows. This one's a little bit bolder. Like the minty green on this is definitely stands out significantly more than this one does. You know what? I'm gonna grab the shade down here, which is kind of a little bit more of a softer brown on the Too Faced side. Bringing this up here a little bit more into the crease, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of it down below. Yeah, I mean, it's there. I'm kind of, as I'm going, I'm kind of disappointed with Too Faced here. All right, we're gonna grab the same shade over here in the CColor Cosmetics one. It's the same brush that I'm using. And I'm gonna take a little bit up here at the top and crease. I kind of warmed it up. I do like that sometimes, taking warmer shades and blending them in with cooler shades. I think sometimes it can be unexpected and kind of fun. All right, I'm getting there, you guys. I feel like I'm not really seeing a ton of difference in between the two. Let's grab one of these purples. I'm gonna take this darker purple. I switched sides, just so you know. I'm gonna take Raspberry Sweet on the tip of the pencil brush on my CColor Cosmetics side. I feel like I would probably use that one on my lid more than I would down below, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna clean off the brush and go in on the, Too Faced side, grab that same kind of fuchsia, dark raspberry color maybe. That's when I feel like I might have gotten a little bit more color on the Too Faced side than I did on the CColor Cosmetics side. All right, let's clean off that same brush, and I'm gonna go into this kind of corresponding, it's almost like a lilac shade, pale lavender shade called Fabulous. And taking this and kind of trying to combine that blue, drag it into the darker shade. That one's not really coming up very much. I get more flowing in front of my contacts than I am getting that I'm seeing on my eyes. Let's try it on the Too Faced side. So we're taking this shade right here, again on that same brush, kind of trying to combine. I had a little under eye transfer on that pale green, so I'm just kind of, you know, working it into the look as opposed to cleaning it up here. That one doesn't really show up very well either. So I think, you know, as far as when you've got like the dupe shades, yeah, okay, I get it. I didn't use every shadow in there, but I think we've got the first initial kind of, I don't know, feel of it on, and I'm gonna go ahead and put some mascara. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're done with this pastel stuff. There's a reason why I don't wear a lot of pastel eyeshadows. I need a little eyeliner. I've got mascara on, but I'm gonna throw a little bit of this kind of minty green eyeliner on. This is from LA Girl, right? Yeah, my contacts are so dirty right now. This one's called Tropical. I'm gonna warm it up in my hand first. All right, you guys. That's it. I'm not playing with this anymore right now. I don't really care for pastel eyeshadows. The Too Faced side, it's a lot of sheer wash of color. And that's not really my thing. I think things like a little bit of an impact. I think the CColor Cosmetics Sublime palette performed better. I think it gave you a little bit more of a punch. There's no restrictions on which shades to use. The one that is the one that you're not supposed to use that I would probably use the most is that one, at least kind of all over the lid. That one's called Elevated. I do like this watermelon shade too. Let me swatch that one really fast. Oh yeah, that's kind of a warmer. They're pretty subtle. You guys, this is a spring palette. And I am neither a spring chicken nor a pastel lover. There you go. Feel free to check them out. I'll try to include the links down below. I don't get anything in PR, so for me doing it, it's just to make it easier for you guys. I don't get any kind of commission on these products. CColor Cosmetics has never given me a code, even though I've asked for one. I'm just not a big enough channel, apparently, according to them, even though I do a lot of their videos. So I'm maybe holding a grudge. But anyway, I like this palette better. I like the Sublime better than the Too Faced, which makes me sad because the Too Faced was much more expensive. But I think, you know, can we get a similar look between the two palettes? At the end of the day, yes. Do I think one of them is a better palette? I do. I hope you guys are doing really well. I hope you guys consider sticking around, subscribing. I will see you in the next day or two, so bye for now.